She hadn't lived in 18 years. She won by almost 40 points in a state that's moved way to the right. Why do you suppose that is? Because when she was there, before there was universal kindergarten in America, she gave us our first preschool program for poor kids that taught parents to be their children's first teachers in the poorest areas of the state. Because in the Ozark Mountains, she brought the first legal aid to poor people in the hills who ever had it. Because she oversaw the lifting of our school standards, which led one expert to say we had gone in 9 short years from having the worst school system in America to having one of the 2 most improved. She did it, not me. She always makes something good happen. When I was in the White House, we tried to pass health care reform, and we didn't, because we didn't have 60 votes in the Senate. So when you hear this debate on health care, and what's the best way to get to 100% coverage, and Hillary says, I favor going from where we are, 90% for the first time, to 100, fixing the drug price problems, fixing the insurance problems by either having a public option or more competition that reduces co-pays and deductibles, then starting all over again to go from 0 to 100, because we don't have 60 votes in the Senate. Not a single solitary thing has happened, not once, in 65 years, to help more than 1 million people in health care that did not have 60 votes to break a Republican filibuster. Then we've got to have a majority in the House, which is so redistricted, we're going to have to wait till 2020 to the next census to go back to honest districting so everybody's vote will count. We don't need to wait 6 years, and we can't afford to wait 6 years. But here's what I know. I know she didn't quit. So she and Senator Kennedy and others, they worked on what became the Children's Health Insurance Program. There are now 8 million kids insured under that. It's an important part of Obamacare, and I don't think we ought to keep it. I think we ought to expand it. But she did that. And the final thing I want to say is this. Maybe look at more things. She did something I never dreamed she could do. She went to the Republican congressman who hated me the worst. The Republican leader, Tom DeLay. He was sort of like Ted Cruz, except maybe a little tougher. So she goes to DeLay and said, Congressman, I know we don't agree on much. He said, Hillary, do we agree on anything? He said, yeah. She said, you love your kids, don't you? She said, come on, what's that got to do with anything? He said, look, Congressman, I know that in spite of all of our disagreements, you adopted those children, and I honor you for that. And we got a crisis in this country because people are afraid to adopt children out of foster care when they're not infants anymore. They're afraid. And they're afraid to adopt children out of foster care if they have special needs. And you're going to have all these kids turn 18 and just be turned loose on the world. No money to live on. No way to go to college. No way to get into a training program. Nothing to do. We can't let it happen. Well, he said, what do you want to do? She said, you're a Republican. You like these tax credits. Let's give people a big tax credit if they adopt a non-infant child. Let's give them a bigger one if the child has special needs. Then let's spend some serious money to help these kids who do age out to make sure they got a decent place to live, a way to get training, and their lives don't fall apart. Believe it or not, they passed this bill.
Yes!
All I had to do was sign it, and by the time I left office, there had been an 80% increase in the number of kids being adopted out of foster care. She did that.